Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. Today, we dive deep into the story of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar, exploring its origins, design, minting details, collector appeal, and the reasons behind its skyrocketing value. To truly appreciate the Eisenhower dollar, we must first understand the historical backdrop that led to its creation. In the late 1960s, the United States faced a major shift in its coinage system. The silver shortage of the 1960s had already led to the removal of silver from dimes and quarters in 1965. By 1971, even the beloved half-dollar had transitioned from its traditional 90% silver composition to a copper-nickel-clad version. This was a pivotal moment in American numismatics. However, one denomination was missing from circulation: the $1 coin. Before the Eisenhower dollar, the last circulating dollar coin was the peace dollar, minted from 1921 to 1935. While silver dollars continued to exist in limited numbers, they were not widely used in everyday transactions. By the late 1960s, there was a growing need for a new dollar coin, but there was debate over whether it should be made of silver or follow the new clad composition. In the midst of this debate, a major event changed everything: the passing of Dwight D. Eisenhower in 1969. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and a five-star general in World War II, was one of the most revered figures in American history. His leadership during D-Day, his presidency during the Cold War, and his efforts in developing the interstate highway system solidified his legacy. To honor him, Congress approved the creation of a new dollar coin featuring his likeness. Thus, the Eisenhower dollar was born. The design of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar was a collaboration of artistry and symbolism. The obverse of the coin features a bold and dignified portrait of Eisenhower, facing left. This design, created by Frank Gasparo, captures the strength and wisdom of the former president. Above his head, the words, "Liberty," are prominently displayed, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," is placed just below his chin. The date, 1971, is centered at the bottom. Flipping the coin over, we are met with a breathtaking depiction of an American eagle landing on the moon, its wings spread wide and an olive branch in its talons. This design was inspired by the Apollo 11 mission patch, commemorating the United States' historic moon landing in 1969. The presence of the moon in the background symbolizes America's triumph in the space race, while the eagle represents the country's strength and peacekeeping mission. Around the eagle, the words, "United States of America," arc above, while the denomination, $1, sits below. The powerful phrase, "E pluribus unum," is positioned just above the eagle's wings, a reminder that the nation is united as one. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. However, there were 2 main types of these coins. 1. The circulating version, made of copper-nickel clad, these were produced for everyday transactions. 2. The silver version, known as the 40% silver Eisenhower dollars, these were struck at the San Francisco Mint and sold to collectors in both proof and uncirculated versions. In total, the mintage figures for the 1971 Eisenhower dollar were: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark 47, 799, 000; Denver Mint, D mint mark 68, 587, 424; San Francisco Mint, S mint mark 40% silver 6,868,530 uncirculated and 4,265,234 proof. Coins with such high mintage numbers, you might wonder, how can one of these coins be worth over $107,000? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and errors. Not all Eisenhower dollars were created equal. Coins that have remained in pristine condition, graded as MS-67 or higher, are incredibly scarce. The vast majority of Eisenhower dollars suffered from poor striking quality, bag marks, and general wear from circulation. This makes high-grade examples exceptionally rare and valuable. Additionally, era coins from 1971 have captivated collectors worldwide. Some of the most sought-after eras include the 1971 Friendly Eagle variety. This variety features a more rounded eagle design on the reverse, believed to be an early design prototype. Collectors pay a premium for these rare specimens. Double die verse, DDO. Some 1971 Eisenhower dollars were struck with a doubling effect, particularly visible in the lettering and Eisenhower's profile. These are extremely valuable. Wrong planchet errors. A few rare 1971 Eisenhower dollars were mistakenly struck on silver planchets, or even foreign coin blanks. These errors can fetch thousands at auction. The record-breaking value of a 1971 Eisenhower dollar was realized when a nearly flawless example sold for over $107,000 at a high-profile auction. What made this coin so special? It was one of the finest known examples, graded MS-67 Plus by professional coin grading service PCGS. The coin's luster, strike quality, and lack of imperfections set it apart from the millions of lower-grade specimens. For those who dream of finding a fortune in their pocket change, searching for a rare 1971 Eisenhower dollar is an exciting challenge. Here's how you can determine if your coin is valuable. 1. Check the mint mark. If your coin has an S mint mark, it is a 40% silver version, which is already worth more than face value. 2. Inspect the condition. The higher the grade, the better. Coins with no scratches, marks, or discoloration are worth much more. 3. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass to check for double dies, misstrikes, or planchet errors. 4. Get it graded. If you believe you have a rare example, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional authentication. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar is more than just a coin, it is a tangible piece of American history. From honoring Dwight D. Eisenhower to celebrating the Apollo 11 moon landing, this dollar carries profound significance. While millions were minted, only a select few have ascended to legendary status in the numismatic world, commanding jaw-dropping prices at auction.so. The next time you come across an Eisenhower dollar, take a closer look. You might just be holding a hidden treasure worth $107,000. Top 2. We'll explore the incredible story behind the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, diving into its historical background, design, minting details, collector appeal, and of course, the astonishing $103,000 coin that has captivated the numismatic world. To truly appreciate the 1972 Eisenhower dollar, we must first understand the period in which it was created. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the United States was undergoing major changes. The country had removed silver from circulating dimes and quarters in 1965 due to a national silver shortage. By 1971, even the half-dollar had been altered, shifting from 90% silver to a 40% silver-clad composition. At the same time, there was a growing need for a new $1 coin in circulation. The last widely used silver dollar, the peace dollar, had been discontinued in 1935. However, by the early 1970s, there was renewed interest in reviving the denomination. Enter Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and one of the most respected figures of the 20th century. A five-star general during World War II, Eisenhower led the Allied forces to victory on D-Day and later became a two-term president who strengthened America's infrastructure and Cold War defenses. Sadly, Eisenhower passed away in 1969, leaving behind a monumental legacy. To honor him, Congress approved a new $1 coin featuring his portrait. Thus, in 1971, the first Eisenhower dollars were struck, followed by the 1972 issue, which became one of the most interesting and valuable in the series. The design of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar was a masterpiece created by Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the United States Mint. The obverse of the coin features a detailed portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, his strong and resolute expression symbolizing his leadership during both wartime and his presidency. Above his head, the word, Liberty, is inscribed, with the national motto, In God We Trust, placed just below his chin. The date, 1972, sits at the bottom. The reverse of the coin is equally iconic. It showcases an American bald eagle landing on the surface of the moon, with an olive branch in its talons. This design was directly inspired by the Apollo 11 mission patch, commemorating America's historic moon landing in 1969. The image of the eagle descending onto the lunar surface represents America's dominance in space exploration and scientific progress. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and $1. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar was minted at 3 different locations: 1. Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark 2. Denver Mint, D Mint Mark 3. San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark for proof and silver coins. Unlike previous dollar coins that were composed of 90% silver, the majority of 1972 Eisenhower dollars were struck in copper nickel clad, making them durable but removing their intrinsic silver value. However, a special 40% silver version was produced at the San Francisco Mint for collectors. Here are the mintage numbers for the 1972 Eisenhower dollar. Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark, 75,890,000 coins. Denver Mint, D Mint Mark, 92,548,511 coins. San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark, 40% silver, 2,193,056 proof coins and 1,811,631 uncirculated coins. Despite these high numbers, not all 1972 Eisenhower dollars are created equal. Some rare varieties and high-grade examples have commanded 6-figure prices at auction. Among all Eisenhower dollars, the 1972 Philadelphia Mint version is particularly famous due to its 3 distinct varieties. These varieties are differences in the Earth's design on the reverse of the coin, which resulted from die modifications throughout the minting process. Point 1. Type 1, Low Relief Weak Earth Details. The Earth appears shallow and less detailed. This type is most common and found in earlier strikes. Point 2. Type 2, High Relief No Islands Visible in the Caribbean. This is the rarest and most valuable variety. The Earth appears sharp and high relief, but the islands near Florida are missing. These were only struck on a limited number of coins before the dies were corrected. Point 3. Type 3, Modified Earth Details. More accurate map. The Earth is more defined, and the islands are clearly visible. This became the standard design moving forward. The 1972 Type 2 Eisenhower dollar is the holy grail of the entire Eisenhower series. Only a small number of these coins were produced before the mistake was corrected, making them extremely rare. If found in high-grade MS-66 or MS-67 condition, they can sell for over $103,000 at auction. In addition to the Type 2 variety, other era coins have been discovered, including double die obverse, DDO. Some 1972 Eisenhower dollars exhibit doubling in the letters, Liberty, or Eisenhower's profile. Wrong planchet errors. A few rare examples were accidentally struck on silver planchets, or foreign coin blanks. Off-center strikes. These coins were misaligned during striking, leading to partial or missing designs. So, how can you determine if your 1972 Eisenhower dollar is valuable? 1. Check the mint mark. If your coin has an S mint mark, it is a 40% silver version, which already carries extra value. Point 2. Inspect the earth design. If your coin is a Type 2 variety, it could be worth thousands. Point 3. Check for errors. Look for double die obverse, off-center strikes, or incorrect planchets. Point 4. Get it graded. If you believe you have a rare example, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication and grading. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar is an incredible piece of American history, representing both a tribute to Dwight D. Eisenhower and a celebration of America's space achievements. While millions of these coins were produced, only a select few have achieved legendary status in the numismatic world, commanding six-figure prices. If you happen to find a 1972 Type II Eisenhower dollar in pristine condition, you might just be holding a $103,000 treasure in your hands. So, check your old coin collections, visit your local coin shop, and who knows? You might just uncover one of the most valuable dollar coins in American history. Top 3. This isn't just any dollar. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar represents an era of political change, economic shifts, and America's ambitions in space exploration. It was one of the last large-sized dollar coins minted for circulation, and over time, it has gained legendary status among collectors. Whether due to minting errors, rare varieties, or exceptional conditions, certain coins from this year have fetched unbelievable prices. But what makes this $1 coin so special? How can you determine if you have a rare and valuable 1974 Eisenhower dollar in your collection? And what is the fascinating history behind this iconic coin? Stick with me as we journey into the past, analyze the details of its design, explore its minting process, and reveal the most valuable 1974 Eisenhower dollar ever sold. To understand why the 1974 Eisenhower dollar is such a remarkable coin, we need to go back to the early 1970s, a time when the United States was still recovering from the Vietnam War, economic turmoil, and the Watergate scandal. The American people had lost faith in their government, and inflation was on the rise. Amidst these challenges, the U.S. Mint was trying to create a circulating dollar coin that would bring back the popularity of the denomination. The last successful silver dollar, the peace dollar, had been discontinued in 1935. Since then, no dollar coin had been widely used in circulation. But in 1969, the nation lost one of its greatest leaders, Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and a World War II hero. To honor him, Congress approved a new $1 coin featuring his likeness. The Eisenhower Dollar series was introduced in 1971 and continued until 1978. However, it faced a major problem. Its large size and heavy weight made it impractical for everyday transactions. While it became popular among collectors, it failed to gain traction in daily commerce. But within this short-lived series, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar stands out as one of the most interesting and valuable issues. The design of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar was created by Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The obverse, front side, of the coin features a bold and detailed portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, with a dignified expression representing his leadership during both World War II and his presidency. Above his head, the word, Liberty, is prominently displayed, while the phrase, In God We Trust, is placed just below his chin. The date, 1974, is struck at the bottom. The reverse, back side, of the coin showcases a majestic American bald eagle landing on the moon, with an olive branch in its talons. This design was inspired by the Apollo 11 mission patch, commemorating America's first successful moon landing in 1969. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions, United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and $1. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar was minted at 3 different locations: 1. Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark II. Denver Mint, D Mint Mark III. San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark for proof in silver coins. Unlike previous dollar coins that contained 90% silver, the majority of 1974 Eisenhower dollars were struck in a copper-nickel clad composition, making them more durable but reducing their intrinsic metal value. However, the San Francisco Mint did produce a special 40% silver version, which was available only in collector sets. Here are the mintage numbers for the 1974 Eisenhower dollar. Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark, 27,366,000 coins. Denver Mint, D Mint Mark, 45,517,000 coins. San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark, 40% silver, 1,306,579 proof coins and 1,900,156 uncirculated coins. Despite these high production numbers, certain rare varieties and error coins from this year have become highly Valuable point: one of the most important varieties in the 1974 Eisenhower Dollar series is the 40% silver S mint mark proof error. While all San Francisco mint proof coins were supposed to be struck in 40% silver, a few were mistakenly struck in copper nickel clad planchets. These are extremely rare, and if you happen to find one, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Additionally, several minting errors have been discovered in the 1974 Eisenhower Dollar series, including double die obverse DDO. Some 1974 Eisenhower dollars exhibit doubling in the letters of Liberty, or In God We Trust. Off-center strikes, coins that were misaligned during striking, causing partial or missing designs. Wrong planchet errors. A few rare examples were struck on foreign coin blanks, making them highly collectible. So, how can you determine if your 1974 Eisenhower dollar is valuable? 1. Check the mint mark. If your coin has an S mint mark, it could be a 40% silver version, which carries extra value. 2. Inspect for errors. Look for double die obverse, off-center strikes, or incorrect planchets. 3. Examine the condition. Coins in MS-67 or higher grades are extremely rare and can be worth thousands. 4. Get it graded. If you believe you have a rare variety, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. Now, let's talk about the most valuable 1974 Eisenhower dollar ever sold. In a highly competitive auction, a 1974 Eisenhower dollar struck in 40% silver with a unique error reached an astonishing price of $96,000. This particular coin was in flawless condition, graded at an ultra-rare MS-68, making it one of the finest known examples in existence. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar is more than just a coin, it's a symbol of American history, leadership, and space exploration. While millions were produced, only a select few have achieved legendary status among collectors, commanding six-figure prices. So, before you dismiss that old Eisenhower dollar in your collection, take a closer look. You might just be holding a $96,000 treasure in your hands. Happy hunting, and may you discover one of the rarest and most valuable dollar coins in American history. Top 4. We're going on a deep dive into the fascinating story of the 1979 Eisenhower dollar, uncovering its history, design, minting details, and collector appeal. To truly understand why this coin is so special, we need to travel back to the 1970s, a decade marked by rapid social and economic change. The United States Mint had a challenge on its hands. For decades, Americans had been using paper currency for large transactions, and the once popular silver dollar coins had faded into history. The last widely circulated silver dollar, the peace dollar, had been discontinued in 1935, and since then, no dollar coin had gained traction among the public. Enter the Eisenhower dollar, first introduced in 1971. This coin was meant to honor Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, who had passed away in 1969. Eisenhower was a World War II hero, a five-star general, and the supreme Allied commander during the D-Day invasion. He later became one of the most respected U.S. presidents, leading the country through an era of peace and prosperity during the 1950s. The Eisenhower dollar was not only a tribute to his legacy but also a celebration of America's achievements in space, as the reverse design featured an eagle landing on the moon, inspired by the Apollo 11 mission patch. Despite the noble intentions behind the Eisenhower dollar, it faced one major problem. It was simply too large and heavy for practical use. Weighing 22.68 grams and measuring 38.1 millimeters in diameter, it was cumbersome to carry and was quickly rejected by the general public. Instead, the coin became popular among collectors and was often kept in mint sets rather than being used in everyday transactions. By the time 1979 rolled around, the U.S. government had decided that the Eisenhower dollar experiment had failed. It was time for something smaller, more convenient, and easier to use. This led to the creation of the Susan B. Anthony dollar, which debuted in 1979 as a replacement for the Eisenhower dollar. This marked the final year of the Eisenhower dollar, making the 1979 issue one of the most significant in the series. The design of the 1979 Eisenhower dollar was the work of Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The obverse, front side, of the coin features a powerful and detailed portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, capturing his strong leadership and commanding presence. Above his head, the word Liberty is proudly displayed, while the phrase, "In God We Trust," appears below his chin. The year 1979 is inscribed at the bottom of the coin. The reverse, back side, is just as iconic, featuring a bald eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch in its talons. This design symbolizes America's triumph in space exploration, particularly the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969. The surrounding inscriptions include United States of America, e pluribus unum, and $1. This design was meant to inspire pride in America's technological and scientific achievements. The 1979 Eisenhower dollar was minted at 3 locations: 1. Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark 2. Denver Mint, D Mint Mark 3. San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark for proof and silver coins. Unlike the earlier Eisenhower dollars from 1971 to 1974, which had 40% silver versions, the 1979 Eisenhower dollar was only minted in copper-nickel-clad composition. However, this does not mean that all 1979 Eisenhower dollars are created equal. Certain rare varieties and errors make some of these coins worth a fortune. The mintage numbers for the 1979 Eisenhower dollar are as follows: Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark, 29,592,000 coins. Denver Mint, D Mint Mark, 15,815,422 coins. San Francisco Mint, S Mint Mark, proof coins only, 3,677,175 coins. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting the 1979 Eisenhower dollar is the existence of rare varieties and errors that can make certain coins exceptionally valuable. One of the rarest and most valuable varieties is the 1979 Eisenhower dollar struck on a Susan B. Anthony planchet. Since the Eisenhower dollar was being phased out in 1979, some were mistakenly struck using the smaller Susan B. Anthony dollar planchet. These rare era coins are highly sought after by collectors, and if you happen to find one, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Another valuable variety is the 1979 Eisenhower dollar with a double die obverse, DDO. This error occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, causing slight doubling in the lettering or Eisenhower's portrait. Coins with this error are rare and can sell for thousands of dollars, depending on their condition. Additionally, some 1979 Eisenhower dollars were struck on experimental planchets, which have unusual metal compositions or colors. These coins are extremely rare and can fetch incredible prices at auction.so. How can you determine if your 1979 Eisenhower dollar is valuable? 1. Check the mint mark. Coins from the San Francisco Mint, S, were struck in proof quality, which means they have extra sharp details and a mirror-like finish. These are more desirable than regular circulation strikes. 2. Inspect for errors. Look for double die obverse, DDO, off-center strikes, or wrong planchet errors. These are extremely rare and valuable. 3. Examine the condition. Coins in MS-67 or higher grades are very rare and can sell for thousands. 4. Get it graded. If you suspect you have a rare variety, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional authentication and grading. Now, let's talk about the most valuable 1979 Eisenhower dollar ever sold. In an exclusive auction, a 1979 Eisenhower dollar struck on a Susan B. Anthony planchet in pristine condition shocked collectors when it sold for an unbelievable $87,000. This coin was graded MS-68, making it one of the finest known examples. The 1979 Eisenhower dollar represents the end of an era in American coinage. As the last issue of the series, it has gained a special place in the hearts of collectors. While millions were minted, only a select few hold extraordinary value. If you happen to own a rare variety or a high-grade example, you could be in possession of a true numismatic treasure. So, before you overlook that 1979 Eisenhower dollar sitting in your collection, take a closer look. You might just be holding a $87,000 coin in your hands. Happy hunting, and may you discover one of the rarest and most valuable dollar coins in U.S. history.